Welcome back, my beautiful humans, to another episode of If I Die Tomorrow. We made it into the new year. I'm feeling really blessed and lucky. I'm so glad you joined me today. Before I dive into today's topic, I have to ask a question. You guys see me here with my great big jug of water. It's usually with liquid IV. I don't really just like drinking water, just plain old water. And I I have this horrible habit of finding things that I really enjoy, and then all of a sudden they stop. They're gone. Um, Tostadas from Taco Bell or the caramel apple empanada. With Liquid IV, I really loved their Yazoo pineapple. Gone. Um, my cherry Dr. Pepper. Now that they have taken out the red 40, it just doesn't taste the same. It makes me very sad because I really enjoyed that. So I'm asking, is there some other water additive that you guys enjoy that I should try? I've been looking at Circle, um, but I don't know much about it. And I know you can have it in a tumbler, you can have it in a water bottle, you can. But how long do those little flavor cartridges last? I mean, is it worth it? Does it help you? Because again, I really need to keep drinking more water, but I just can't do the plain old water. I just don't. There is I will tell you there is this stuff called Water Joe, and it's caffeinated water, which is really nice if you need a little pick me up, but it is just water. There's no, you know. But anyway, now that I've asked you that, now I need a drink. But if you guys would please leave me some comments about that, I would really appreciate it. And now, without further ado, because you didn't come in here to tell me about water, we are just jumping right into, it's going to be 4 episodes. Yeah. And, but it's, the secret code of communication. Yeah. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I don't know about you, but have you ever been sitting there having a conversation with someone? You both speak in the same dialect, but you walk away scratching your head and you have no idea what happened or what was said. You completely misunderstood it. It either went over your head or you put things in there like tone or something else and that wasn't meant to be there, or you know, but yeah, you just did it. Well, I'm tired of doing that. I don't know about you, but today the first episode that we're gonna do in this series is we're gonna break down the secret code of communication styles. By the end of this episode, I'm hoping that you will be able to spot your own style and read a room like a pro, because we all need a little help. Now, the experts generally say there are 4 communication styles. And I know I'm giving you a generalized thing because guess what? We can splinter it all down and just keep going and going and going until, we hone in on something, but we're not doing that. We are going to break it down and think of it as like a home base or a favorite. Because we travel all of them, but we do usually have a favorite style of communication. First one is analytical, data-driven, precise, systematic. Yeah, they care about the how and why. Plain and simple. Then you have the intuitive or the driver. Big picture, bottom line, fast paced. They want results now. Then you have the functional. And I know some of these names are weird. It's okay. The functional is process oriented. They love a plan, a timeline, and details. They care about a step by step. Finally, there is personal. They're relationship driven. I mean, it's almost self-explanatory. They care about feelings and how the communication affects the people involved. It's not a bad thing. But what we're trying to do is now that we've done that, let's try and find your style. We're going to ask a few questions to try and help us. Because again, we all go to each different style at some point or another, but we do have a favorite. First question, do you prioritize tasks or people? There is no wrong answer. Don't do that. If you like tasks, driver, analytical. If you people and plans, functional and personal. Next one, probably not seeing this one coming. Do you make your decisions fast or slow? Drivers and intuitives, and sometimes personal, make their decisions fast, while the functionals and analytics usually want time. I throw personal in there for fast because, well, we all know that emotions can set us off. And sometimes they get the best of us and we don't always think about everything we're doing before we do it. So make fast on the fly decisions. And if we're going to get practical, if I die tomorrow, I want to know that I understood myself as much as I tried to understand you. I'm going to ask you, without taking a 3-hour personality test, because one, I'm no. Mm-mm. Two, I don't think I would want to know the results of a 3-hour personality test. I am who I am. And I don't need some test to tell me I'm something else or more of or less than. But I would like to generally figure out my communication style and be able to understand the styles so that I can more effectively communicate. So I'm going to ask you to please imagine a cross on a piece of paper. Your north and south axis is going to be task versus people. And ask yourself, when I walk into a meeting or if I'm sitting down with my family for dinner, what is my brain thinking? Is it immediately going, what's the goal of this meeting? How long is this going to take? And that can go for the family dinner too. How long is this going to last? Or do we have milk? Are all the ingredients out here? Is all the place settings out? Those are what you see. So you're prioritizing the what and the how. And so that puts you more in the driver and analytical camp. And there's no wrong camp to be in. Again, don't do that to yourselves. If you scan for people, you're thinking, how is everyone feeling? Do I feel any tension in the room? Does everyone feel included? You prioritize who and why. See? That this puts you in personal or functional camp. Again, no wrong camp. No camp is better than the other. If you feel like both, which honestly, a lot of us probably do. Ask yourself this. When I feel like I am under a massive amount of stress or pressure, what do I protect first? Do I protect the what and how, or the who and why? And that will help give you your true north on communication style. Remember, what and how is your analytical and driver. Who and why are your functional and personal. Now we're going to look at our east and west. Fast versus slow. It's your internal speedometer. Are you fast-paced? Do you make decisions quickly, finish people's sentences, and long stories make you itch? You want to get to your destination now. You don't need the long way around. Again, makes you a driver. Or are you deliberate? Slow and steady. You might like to sleep on it before you make a decision. See the data. Hear the plan. Make sure you're not missing anything. You're not being slow, you're being thorough. And that's analytical and functional. And again, personal can fall into both of these. So it is difficult. A lot of it depends on your situation. And I'm going to try to make this easier. And we're going to, if you feel like you're lost, please understand that you're not. And I'm going to ask you to stop, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together to make it like a map for you. Fast and task. Driver, results driven, blunt, efficient. Fast and people. Intuitive, expressive. Big picture, energetic, social. Slow and people. That's functional, amiable. You're process-oriented, peacekeeper, and loyal. Slow and task. Analytical. Data-driven, precise, cautious. By doing this and giving you a map, you've just discovered you might have been trying to use driver map in your personal city. Once you know your coordinates, you can finally start driving in the right direction. Another example is if you're a person who sends an email that says meeting in 5, be there, you're likely a driver. If your email starts out with, I hope you had a great week, you're likely a personal communicator. And again, there's nothing wrong with being any one of these styles, because we're all of them, but we have a favorite. Now, how do we spot others without it feeling like a chore? Because we already have a lot on our plates. We're going to look for some cues. Speed. Is the person talking fast, jumping to the end, driver? Are they pausing and choosing the exact word? Analytical. content? Do they talk about numbers, facts, or stories and feelings? The ask. What do they ask for? If they ask for more data, they're analytical. If they ask who else is involved, well, they're more personal. I want to make this feel effortless. And I need you to understand that this is adaptive communication. You aren't being fake at all. And I don't want you to leave this episode feeling like you have a new chore to do. I want you to have a quick win. If you want to be heard, truly heard, you just need to mirror the priority. What do you mean by that? Thank you for asking. Think of it like this. You aren't changing who you are. You are just changing the wrapper of your message so that the other person can open the gift. So we talked about like the love languages. Well, this is the same way in a certain aspect of it. And what you're speaking to them is the gift. But you're just putting it in a wrapper that they can easily open. I'm going to give you an example. So here's how you do it for each style this week. When you're talking to a driver, cut the fluff. No time for any of that stuff. And if you need a decision, don't start with the history of the problem. Start with the solution. Say, here's the result I'm seeing, and here's what I need from you to finish it. They will love you for respecting their time. When you're talking to an analytical, give them the receipts. They don't want a vibe. They want data. Instead of saying, I think this is a good idea, say, I've looked at the numbers and the 3 reasons this work are A, B, and C. Then, and this is the key, give them space to process it. Don't demand an answer immediately. They need that time. When you're talking to a functional, show them the map. These are the people that need the step-by-step. Say to them, here is the goal. Here are the steps I've identified to get us there. 1, does this timeline work for you? 2, do you understand where I got this? It lowers their anxiety almost immediately. Finally, when talking to a personal communicator, start with the human side of it. If you jump straight into business, they feel used. Spend the first couple of minutes talking about their world. And this is where it can be really difficult, because if you're a driver, you want it fast, you want it now, you don't want the fluff. But if you're talking to someone that is a personal communicator, you need to give them the fluff. It's okay. And if you're the one initiating the conversation and you're the personal and you're talking to the driver, just to the point. Just to the point. The quick win is when you pick one person in your life this week, identify their style, and change the wrapper of just one email or one conversation. Watch how their eyes light up when they realize they finally understand you. Yeah, no leaving the conversation scratching your head wondering what happened or if something went right over. Living like you might die tomorrow means making sure your messages actually land in the hearts of the people you care about. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Communication doesn't have to be hard. It's just about noticing. This week, just try to identify one person's style in your life. Next episode, we're going to go deeper into body language cues and how to read what people aren't saying. And until then, be kind, be grateful, stay humble.